Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and every now and then my friends and I will kick back and we'll think of ridiculous video game ideas, the unlikely possibilities of certain things happening in our industry. And this time around, my friend Never and I were kicking back on PS4 talking about the crazy video game idea we came up for Bethesda. Now you've been warned here, you've been warned in the description, and you've been warned in the title. This is a very silly video game idea, but it's also kind of timely because E3 is tomorrow, there's not much going on right now, so let's go ahead and discuss this insane idea I have that might have just become a smidge, just a tiny bit more plausible with the announcement of Bethesda doing a freemium game, and it's also going to be multiplayer. So our crazy idea, and I want you guys to share yours in the comments down below, whether you like our idea or you have your own wild Bethesda video game idea or just any combination in the industry in general. Ours is basically Overwatch with Bethesda games. Bethesda has expanded over time as a publisher. You've seen more and more companies and big names come under Bethesda, and I thought to myself, they have enough big names, a bunch of big characters, where they could make something like an Overwatch game for Bethesda. What am I saying by this? I'm talking a game that mashes up a cast of the Vault Boy, the Dovahkiin, BJ Blazkowicz, the Doom Marine, Sebastian from The Evil Within, Corvo Attano. Hopefully you get the picture I'm painting here, that they have a bunch of characters and we could put them all into a game here and have them face off. But I think Overwatch honestly sounds a little unlikely. So what I'm also imagining is possibly Bethesda's own version of Heroes of the Storm. Now I know not everyone here is a MOBA fan. Personally, for me, they can be hit or miss. I enjoy them quite a bit when I do like them though. But the thought of Bethesda doing that themselves, where you'd have the Doom Marine with really gory looking moves, you have BJ Blazkowicz doing sick Nazi killing moves that we see throughout the game itself, taking out these insanely big weapons, Sebastian from The Evil Within doing type of psychological moves. The Vault Boy's got 40,000 different perk images to pick from that you could use as different attacks, so pick the most popular ones like Bloody Mess for a final kill. That would be awesome. Ambushing from the jungle as Corvo Attano, blinking in, doing a quick kill, something along those lines I thought would be awesome, because I think all these characters are decked out with their own set of abilities. They're fully fleshed out, at least in the gameplay realm, enough for if Bethesda were to take all these different characters and pile them in to this one game, it would actually be possible. With that said, although this is a very crazy idea, part of the reason I think this is a good idea is because I like mashup games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That is one of my favorite superhero games ever. Partially because not only is it a fun RPG, but also it is a mashup of every single awesome Marvel superhero that has ever come to mind. I absolutely adore that game. So for me, the thought of Bethesda, who makes really good published titles, taking all their different partners and saying, let's put that main character, that one, all into one game and combining them together for either a MOBA or an Overwatch type shooter would be legit. And in fact, I think a shooter might work, because what I've noticed with a lot of Bethesda games, aside from The Evil Within, which is the only one that comes to mind that isn't in first person, most of these characters could play in first person easily because the games are introduced in first person. One of the main heroes from Quake Champions, Morgan Yu from the recently released Prey. See what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these characters would actually fit well in an Overwatch game too. Once again though, this is a wild, insane, unlikely, stupid idea, but it's one I wanted to make a video on because, well, everyone's talking about E3 and my channel's gonna be loaded with Bethesda E3 coverage come this week, so I thought now would be a good time to just launch this video, kick it out there, see what everyone thinks, see what you guys are gonna come up with in the comments down below. I think it would be a lot of fun just to get different wild speculation running right before E3, right at the peak of it all. So fire away in the comments down below. Hopefully I don't get blasted for such a ridiculous idea. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, the links are in the description down below, and do consider supporting my Patreon. It fuels all the content we create here. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.